beautiful passing play right there, Sean.
What a save! Woo! Talk about a move.
Welcome to another exciting edition to Grove City Hockey Presents
Hockey in our neck of the woods, and you, sir, were a very talked about person towards the end.
I'm a fifth year senior, kind of. Well, it's my sixth year of college. Incredible.
Miha Championship's coming up, bud. You excited?
Oh yeah, I'm excited for a few reasons. First and foremost, we got 32 teams coming, which is double what we typically run. But
Nice.
I'm excited for another reason. We have a season's worth of game information under our belts, so. We are able to put the best matchups together that we possibly can because we now know where everybody falls in the rankings. So I think this tournament, the end of the season, my hot tournament, is one of the best ones of the year because it's not just random teams that signed up; it's teams that have been playing each other all season and teams that have been scheduled to play against one another because we know that it's going to result in good games.
Mm-hmm. Well, not only that, but it looks like several of these teams have never even played each other throughout the season.
That's right. So oftentimes we get the teams on the West that will sign up for the West tournaments, and the teams on the East will sign up for the East tournaments. So at these ones, we get a lot of the Buffalo guys and the Chicago guys playing against each other, or the Indy guys and the Pittsburgh guys playing against one another, and we don't see that often. So while some teams may have a really good winning record, they have to now play the other teams with a good winning record, and it's matchups that they haven't had during the regular season, so that's cool too.
Yeah, and then I like the roster caps too, like the roster rules that you have. Like they have to play X amount of games. They can't just bring in a sub, because they were missing a couple of guys from a past weekend. They have to stick with what they have on their roster, or a couple of guys that they brought in to fill in, but have made the quantity amount of teams, or games to make the playoffs.
Right. No, no surprises. We know exactly who's coming. We've seen them play at least twice. So this is a weekend where we won't be. No one's going to show up with a ringer. We know exactly what to expect. And another thing I was thinking too. What's great about this tournament is the structure of the brackets. So, especially in the T3 and T4 divisions, our T2 division will follow a bracket similar to what we normally run because we have 8 teams. Our round robin will have the higher seeded teams pitted against the lower seeded teams, which isn't ideal because in those typical structures, you may get some uneven games, but the parity in T2 is really close. So even if you do have a game where an 8 seed's playing a 1 seed, there's still a chance that the 8 seed could
Potentially
beat the
upset,
top
yeah.
seed because they're all so close in talent. But in what's cool about T3 and T4 is we'll have 6 teams in a bracket, but during round robin, we'll pool together the first, second, and third seed, and those seeds will play against each other for the first, second, and third spot in the elimination bracket. 4, 5, and 6 do the same for the bottom 3 spots on the elimination bracket. So even in round robin, we're talking maybe a 1 or 2 ranking difference between the team you're playing the first game and second game, all up and down the schedule for all day Saturday, and then come Sunday, first and second get a bye. So you're still seeing those tight games where it's a team that's ranked maybe 1 spot above you or below you, possibly 2, but still these really tight games where it's within 2 rankings of your team. So we get to see that kind of hockey all weekend long, and
I love it.
I'm thinking this is going to be a really good tournament. I'm always excited when championships come around because the games that we end up getting to see are tremendous.
Cool. Well, I'm excited to be there. I know you're going to be there. Do you have any other last words of wisdom for the teams that are participating? All 32 of them, that is?
Oh, yeah. Well, of course, first and foremost, good luck to all the teams that are participating. And the best advice I could give them is, get to bed early Saturday night. I doubt any of them will, but, that's the best advice I can give them.
Right. Cool. Well, I appreciate you taking the time, Carl, and I will see you this weekend.
All right. Appreciate you, Ben. We'll see you then. Cheers.
Thanks, Carl, for that quick interview. Up next, we're going to see our predictions for the championships for Miha 2022-2023 season. Sean, why don't you start us off? And then,
hey, everyone. Trying to give my predictions here for this upcoming Miha weekend. Thanks, Ben, for asking me to put together this video. T2, a lot of good teams. I think Buffalo New Era and Cincy Kings will put up a good fight, but I think at the end of the day, it is the Fresh Coast who are going to walk away victorious in the T2 division. I'm going to bounce around to the T4 division. I'm actually going to take the 3rd seed with the Buffalo Herd. Very promising young team, and I think they got a lot to go for. So I'll be rooting for them with multiple reasons why. So good luck, Buffalo. And, of course, the final one, I cannot pass up my own in the T3 division, the Grove City Thunderbirds. Have full faith in them. I think it's going to be the most interesting division. A lot of great teams, a lot of close games. But what kind of general manager would I be if I don't take my boys? So good luck, and make me proud and make everybody proud. And hopefully everybody has fun this weekend.
My predictions are for T2, the Cincy Kings and the Detroit Smoke. For T3, the Grove City Thunderbirds and the Chicago Tropics. And for T4, the Chicago PPP and the Windy City Pigeons.
What's up, Miha? This is Jaron with the Great Lakes Growlers, giving out my picks here for the championships. We're going to start in T4. We're looking at, for the T4B championship, I'm looking to see D-Rev and Brusaders making it to the championship game, with D-Rev pulling it out for T4B. And then in the T4A, Powerhouse PPP going straight to the championship game against Windy City Syndicate. I think PPP is going to take this one. So in my specialty, which is the T3, T3B, the way they finished out the season, looking like the Lansing Street Sharks and the Desperados. I'm taking the Sharks on that one. They had a great strong finish to the season. And they're probably going to take that one. T3A, which is where we landed, probably just barely. As much as I would love to pull for the Great Lakes Growlers making it all the way to the championship game, the T3A is just so strong this year, with the Hitmen leading the way. And a surprise run I think we're going to see from the Tropics. They had a few strong finishes in some tournaments, but ultimately I think their run's going to fall short, and I think the Hitmen are going to take it for T3A. And then rounding it out to T2, in T2B, I think we're going to see the Sixers go up against Windy City Syndicate for the championship game, with the Sixers taking T2B. And then for the T2A Cup, dominant teams TFC and the Kings. I think the Kings make the run this year for the T2A and take the championship on that end. So those are my picks. We'll see you guys this weekend. We'll see how things turn out.
Hey, Nick Lee here, GM of Fuel, calling out picks for this wonderful championship weekend we got coming up. For Tier 2, I'm really looking at 3 teams, Fresh Coast, Cincy Kings, and the Detroit Smoke. Of those 3, I think probably Fresh Coast is going to take it. For T3A, the 2 big ones that stand out are Hitmen and Saints. Love the Saints, but I think Hitmen are going to take it this weekend. For T3B, Desperados and Sharks are my 2 big picks to see in the championship. I think the Desperados are going to squeak it out from them. For T4A, I got the PPP and also the Herd. They're really impressive when we were out in Buffalo watching them. I think the Herd are actually going to be the underdog winners for T4A. And then for T4B, the 2 teams are going to be the hometown heroes since we're playing in Fraser. We're looking at, of course, your Detroit Fuel and also the Detroit Revolution. I think it's going to be a big matchup in the championship. And, of course, I got to go with Detroit Fuel, the hometown heroes. Have a great one.
Hi, all out there. I'm Mike Francis, and I am going to give you my thoughts on the Miha Championship weekend. So in T2, Fresh Coast is looking pretty good as the 1 seed going in, but I think they have their hands full with Cincy Kings, and Buffalo New Era is going to make a splash this weekend. But I do feel like Fresh Coast finishes strong, comes out on top of that division with a big win in T2. In T3, I really like the Grove City Thunderbirds, but I think the Chicago Hitmen looking strong this season. I think they have a good chance to pull this out. Detroit Revolution could make quite some noise in this, and the Mid-Michigan Saints, I like them a lot, but I think Grove City pulls away with this and comes out on top. It's going to be a little tough for them coming from a small rink playing on a big rink this time, but I think they're pretty good. It's going to be a battle between them and Chicago Hitmen in the finals there. In T4, Chicago PPP had a strong season with only 1 loss and 1 overtime. They're going to be tough to beat in this finals. Windy City Syndicate will have a good go at it. Buffalo Herd, I think they're going to make a run, though. And I think the Buffalo Herd end up winning this whole thing in T4 down there. And those are just my thoughts. Again, my name is Mike Francis, and I will see you guys at Championship Weekend.
Last but not least, we're going to finish with Jake. Jake, take it away.
Good morning, Ben, and thanks for including me in on the prediction picks for this playoffs here at the coming weekend. I guess I want to first off say I really think that all of the teams coming are a lot closer than people might think. Finishing off Buffalo, you have one of the biggest upsets in T4 for the Buffalo Championship. So I think it really could be anyone's game, but that's not how the game's played, so I'm going to give my picks here. In the T2 division, I've got the Buffalo New Era. Takahashi has been strong all year in net. He's going to be a big-time player for this team. I like what I see out of Linus and Garvin. They've had huge games throughout the season. I need to see a little bit more from the Death players here. So I'm hoping that we get a lot more points spread evenly across the board, and it's really going to help New Era come away with a victory. In T3, I have to be a little biased. I think the T3 Thunderbirds have what it takes. Things that are going to be key for them is they've got to continue to play their speed and physical game. But they have to be able to sell out a little bit more and start blocking shots and playing a little bit tougher defense, preventing more and more shots getting through to goaltender New. Other than that, I think they have outspeed on every team in the league, in T3 at least. And I think if they use that to their advantage, they're going to be very successful this weekend. Finally, coming in at T4, the Windy City Pigeons. I know that's a little of an unconventional pick as they are pretty far down the standings. But they're coming off hot. They beat the best team in T4 this past weekend at Buffalo for the Buffalo Championships, and I think they could do it again. They're coming off really, really high vibes, really big sell-in for the team aspect. They always move the puck really well. It's not 1-on-4 like you'll see on other teams. But those are my picks. Thanks, and hopefully you guys tune in this weekend. Quick plug for me. We are doing prop bets, a little prop bet challenge this weekend. So that's my 30-second plug. But thanks, Ben. Back to you.
Thanks, Jake. Appreciate it, bud. So now you're going to come down to my picks. You're going to see in the T2 division, you're going to see the A team. You're going to see the Cincy Kings. You're going to see the Buffalo New Era, and you're going to see the Fresh Coast. Those are the 4 teams I think that you're going to see in the championship format in that division. In T3, I believe you're going to see the Grove City Thunderbirds, the Chicago Hitmen, the Chicago Tropics. That's a surprise team right there. And the other surprise team, I think, will be the Great Lakes Growlers, depending on if they have their full team. And you heard from Jaron earlier as well. So in T4, you're going to see the Chicago Triple P, Chicago Mary Pats. You're going to see the Windy City Pigeons. And my sleeper is going to be the Grand Rapids Crusaders. So there you have it, folks. That's those are our picks for who might win the championships this weekend. We hope to see you there. If you're not there, please tune in to our broadcast on Sunday at 8 a.m. on our YouTube channel, Grove City Hockey. Looking forward to seeing you guys there. Cheers.